This is Jonathan Ferguson, the Keeper of Firearms and Artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And I'm your host, Dave Jewett, and in this episode, sponsored by Mouse PI for Hire, we're going to take a look at the arsenal of PI Jack Pepper.
Right, here we go with the Tommy gun thing, and a ton of detail again. You've got the, well, now that I look at this, because this is very likely broken, the stud there should be protruding from the back of the receiver like this, so the animated version is more correct than the real one in that respect.
You can join Jack Pepper on a guns-blazing, jazz-fueled adventure in Mouse PI for Hire, out now across PC on Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. Make sure you check out the links in the description and pinned comment below to check out the game for yourself, but without further ado, it's over to Jonathan.
So it's something a bit different this time.
Yes, very different.
Oh, nice.
So this is all within the realms of cartoon logic.
Yeah, I didn't know prior to today that there was a broom handle in this game.
The Miser.
Miser is a good pun, I'll give them that as well. Oh, some concept art. Is that in the game, is it?
No, so I wanted to show off the concept art. They provided it to us, but because everything is hand-drawn, all of the UI, the weapons, the enemies, the reloads, everything like that is all hand-drawn, frame by frame. So I thought it'd be nice to have a look at some of those behind-the-scenes illustrations, because again, it's not often we get to see that sort of animation.
It's not. This is really good, actually. The best thing about, I guess, anything that's sort of parody, cartoon, pastiche, whatever, is that you can recognize real detail. As silly as it gets, you can see some real detail. And there's plenty in this. Now, I've picked up a Schnellfeuer, which doesn't have this milled pattern on the left side, but you can see those three shapes on the left side. Those are based on like an earlier commercial C96. If you look at a picture of a standard C96, like pre-war commercial, you'll see those features. Now, admittedly, they can't just have a solid block for the frame, wouldn't look good anyway, so they need some kind of greebly detail in there. But they've actually taken it off the real gun. Now, I've picked this to show because detachable mag. Now, there were earlier detachable mag C96s. They were very rare. I think they were a custom order thing, in fact. We don't have any. So I've gone for the Schnellfeuer, which is otherwise very close. And in fact, you can see it does have one of those milled panels on it. The hammer's there, floating about. Looks like it might be meant to be depicted cocked, but it isn't really, kind of falling and then being recocked by the bolt. And the bolt itself, although it's very visible there in cartoon form, isn't moving. But hey, it's a cartoon gun. What is moving is everything else. So the barrel is, dare I say, flaccid. And the rear sight, which is extremely stylized, the aperture that sticks up is also flapping. Oh, okay. You can customize them. Okay.
Yeah, so now it's got higher damage. It's got a burst fire functionality.
Yes. Burst, well, auto, but yeah, equivalent to... You can fire bursts if your finger's really quick.
I really love the reload when they pull it back. The barrel like squeezes.
Yeah.
They refer to it as rubber hose animation, which was very, 1930s.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it kind of makes sense. The people, flop about like that. Why wouldn't the objects as well?
You'll hear in the game there's a lot of wise guy, huh?
Yeah.
You can even see the ammunition boxes, say 44 mag on them.
Oh. Okay.
So it's a larger caliber in the world of Mouse.
You do get 45 caliber ones, and of course 9mm, but mostly the standard 7.63 cartridge. But yeah, period appropriate. You don't so much see them in kind of gangster style movies, I guess, but I'm glad it's in there.
A big mouse.
I like the reload there. Just handful of shells, just cram them in the bottom, as it were. Yeah, it's very chunky. It's a good opportunity to have fun with reloads, isn't it? In an imaginary cartoon world. If you can't do it in that, when can you do it?
Yeah, for sure. We're working on cartoon logic throughout the entirety of the story and the weapons. And the story goes some absolute mad places.
Oh, yes. It's got 12 gauge for the shotgun.
44 for the pistol, 12 gauge for the shotgun, and the rest of the weapons have more and more esoteric ammunition.
Oh, okay. Okay, so upgraded shotgun is like a steam charge up thing.
Yeah, that's when you can do 2 shots at once. And it has a wider spread, stuns enemies more. A big part of this is using your weapons to crowd control, stun enemies as well as damage them.
Right.
Especially these big, beefy cheese-leggers. Not bootleggers.
Cheese-leggers, of course. Yeah, I decided to don my Cat's Protection t-shirt for this, by the way. It felt somehow appropriate. Although, I don't know if there actually are any cats in the game.
It's all mice and mice adjacent.
So everyone and every animal is a mouse.
Mouse, shrews.
Okay, rodent. Strictly rodent based.
The family of Rodenta.
Time to move.
Right, here we go with the Tommy gun thing. I'll just pause there, because I noticed the ammunition for this is 45. And since there was a 45 broom handle, sort of, the Chinese kind of copies, it's a little strange they didn't share the ammo between the pistol and the Tommy gun thing. Anyway, here is our third that we've acquired, 1921 model Thompson gun. This one's been through the wars. It's pretty, lost most of its finish. Our other two are in much better condition, although one is composite from two guns into one, basically. And those two are the IRA ones that you may have heard me talk about before, that are provenanced to Michael Collins' IRA from 1921. This one is not. This one just showed up with the police, although it has had its serial number struck out as well. So it may in fact be another one from that little bit of history. Chose this today because what might feel more appropriate, as in a 1928 model, they're actually very, very similar. The only one that we have with the iconic foregrip is a cutaway, which is always, it's just like I can't be dealing with the cutaway. And who did that? Who cut away a chunk of Thompson barrel? It's very upsetting. It's not like the rest of the guns cut away, so it doesn't tell you anything. Anyway, that's why I'm now clutching this. But I'm glad I did, because this is pre-cuts compensator, so it has the muzzle that's being represented in front of me right now. And a ton of detail again. You got now that I look at this, because this is very likely broken, the disassembly there, or the means of disassembly, the stud there should be protruding from the back of the receiver like this. So the animated version is more correct than the real one in that respect. But yeah, really nice little cartoony version of the gun. Sort of foreshortened. That's the main thing that makes it look less like a Thompson. The Thompson's super long, even without the buttstock on. You know, it's almost bullpucked in terms of how much the receiver overhangs your grip there. I'm trying to one-hand the Tommy gun. Not a good idea. Although it's so heavy, you could probably do it, provided you've got the arm strength to hold it up. But yeah, if I was criticizing this as a real gun, it's like a caricature, squashed version, which of course is completely appropriate for this. So
the game has a ton of references and Easter eggs to other movies and games and everything in between. So I think that's why it's called the James gun, potentially.
As in Jesse James.
As in James Gunn, the director.
Oh! Okay. I see where you're going. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that they have actually hybridized, which we've seen before actually, the receiver. So the 21 and the 28, which would be most appropriate for the era this is kind of trying to be. The top cocking handle is kind of intrinsic to the drum-fed version of the gun, whereas what we have here is an M1 it's an M1 side charging gun, but with the foregrip of a 28 and the drum Revolver 28. So a little bit of a sort of idealized, hybridized version of the gun. That's kind of down to your art direction. Like if you're gonna scrunch it up and make it look cartoony and wobbly, you probably don't want to make it too busy. Like if you want to represent the rear sight assembly, you scrunch everything up, you've got very little real estate for that top-mounted cocking handle. I can see why they'd want to put it on the side, and of course there is a Thompson that does it that way anyway. I'm getting a sneak preview of some of the other weapons in the armory there. Yeah, it looks like the reload is going for the yank it out approach, and it's reloading correctly, so it is coming in and out. Oh, sideways. So
I think it's coming out sideways, and then is it going in sideways? It's coming in out
from
sideways,
the bottom. Yeah.
coming in from the bottom.
Why not?
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, so the real thing has these notches milled onto the receiver. Cartoon version doesn't, so it doesn't really matter. It's held in by magic. The floppy muzzles are still a little disturbing. It's funny, isn't it? If the ability to customize affects the art style of the guns, you know, it would be a lot easier if you just had set sights, no additions. But they've had to bear that in mind when designing. The base design is going to change depending on what people do to it, and it has to look good regardless. So in other words, all the same stuff developers have to consider, artists have to consider for kind of real-world guns.
Yeah, seeing how daft the upgrades got, like this strange like conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Upping my rate of fire, the alt fire just becoming a spray and a prey across a range of enemies. I was like, yeah, this is very Tommy gun. And I think Spike D is like this universe's version of Acme.
Okay. I
kept getting distracted by my little bullet HUD guy in the bottom right corner, laughing away as I'm shooting.
I did notice him. What's the deal with that?
All of the ammunition have like their own little icons that bounce around.
I see. Yeah, so you got armor, like literal armor, riveted armor plate around your kind of heart character, representing your health, and then the ammunition changes type, but it's just kind of animated, a bit like Doom Guy's face. It's kind of animated for flavor rather than being kind of interactive. Yeah, I get it. And Thompson's so heavy it doesn't need strapping to the trolley, it just stays there from sheer inertia.
Let's dip.
Now we are departing reality. Well, I say reality. We're departing conventional mouse-based weaponry.
This is the Devarnisher, which fires an acidic blob that does damage over time, melts enemies.
I mean, needless to say, it's all feeling very Roger Rabbit. Both in the general vibe, but also like the way they handle violence. I found that a tough watch as a kid, I'll be honest. Like I didn't like the idea of cartoon characters being able to die.
I think in the lore of the game and the canon and the setting, everyone is like actually made of ink as well. So the weapon being the Devarnisher to melt and remove ink, I think makes a lot of sense.
I'm for someone who's actually a horror fan and watches and occasionally plays some fairly serious stuff, I am easily disturbed by anything to do with animals, anything to do with cartoon characters, inanimate objects made animate. They all get to me worse than seeing people harmed, which is probably not great for my psychology, but I'm being honest here. I guess it shows I'm not fully desensitized to violence, which is good. I'm quite selective with my horror stuff as well. Like I got into horror through zombie movies. If it's a bit sadistic, I probably will struggle with it. If it's too slapstick, I'll probably struggle with it. But yeah, melting cartoon characters and while their shivering skeleton stands there for a moment, ever so slightly disturbing to me.
I only felt bad when it was against these little shrew guys. I was like, come on, they're just little guys.
Floating cannon.
The loose cannon.
Oh, I see. Cool.
In the name of the law. What are your morons waiting for?
I must admit, I saw that handle and thought it would be a crank. It's more of a kind of shoulder-fired mortar situation. A bit like a Piat in that respect.
Cannonball does feel very sort of old school cartoon as a munition though.
Yeah.
Say like, of course they have things like anvils and pianos that you can drop on enemies too. Something that shoots a cannonball feels very apt for a 1930s-esque cartoon game.
Yeah, agreed. A bit like the classic cartoon bomb with the fuse and the word bomb written on it.
Yeah.
Are there any grenades in the game that work that resemble
You
those?
get sticks of dynamite,
Oh, okay.
and some of the enemies will have a fuse bomb that they'll sort of run at you with.
There
Those
you
little
go.
shrew guys. So there is that classic cartoon bomb in
Good.
both flavors.
Good. The funny thing being, that's based on a real thing. If you look at the bombs of the anarchists in the late 19th century, there's things like as my friend and colleague Lisa Traynor has been researching at great length, things like the Orsini bomb, which is like a baseball bomb sized bomb, or bigger sometimes, studded with percussion nipples, so wherever it lands it's detonated. And then the full-on burning fuse out the top spherical black object. They don't have bomb written on them, but you know that they got that from reality. Obviously it's quite different, but it did come from the idea of these nefarious criminal terrorists sneaking around, ready to lob a bomb into a crowd or something. That was a real fear within living memory of when these early cartoons were produced. But by then, not a real threat. So I guess it felt okay to... A bit like us with pirates, you know. Pirates are fun and jolly. They're, you know, not dangerous criminals at all.
This upgraded version, you can see the crank is cranking now.
Ah, I was on the money there then.
The alternate fire sort of shoots shards of cannonball, so it increases the area effect.
Yeah, kind of like a shrapnel shell, only it's bursting on the way out. So in a way, a bit more like a modern flechette round for some kind of heavier ordnance. Not super common, but...
Again, the steam whistle, very 1930s cartoon. And I like that the sight is broken, as if to imply maybe the recoil and force of it has broken its own sight.
That is an interesting touch, actually. I've been trying to work out what the notch in the muzzle reinforce, if it were a cannon, is meant to be. If that's meant to be damage as well, because we have a couple of guns in the collection that were, well, one in particular, that have been struck on the on the muzzle reinforce, and a big chunk of bronze or whatever gets removed from the impact. So I don't know if they've looked at a real cannon that's missing a bit, or I'm missing something obvious about why there'd be a notch effectively in the barrel, the muzzle. But yeah, I like the animated steam whistle. I'm trying to think if there are any guns that are crankable where the crank is also the hand grip. I don't think so.
Well, you look at that. A trick and a treat.
Okay, I did spot the double barrel shotgun in the armory. I am slightly triggered by the rounds being below the level of the breech, which funnily enough I remember criticising a kind of real gun in a game for doing. I mean, this is beyond criticism, but yeah, they are sitting... If we were trying to extract these shells in some way that required physics, they wouldn't sit that low.
So the Kiss Kiss in Mouse PI for Hire actually shoots like an incendiary slug, I guess. It's like a small explosive rather than buckshot.
Yeah.
Takes its own ammunition, but is, as you can see, quite devastating.
A bit like a dragon's breath thing.
In busier arenas, if you use this thing a lot, you just end and there's a lot of just quite creepy piles of ash with eyeballs looking at you.
Oh, yeah. Are the eyeballs still animated?
I didn't catch any of them blinking, but because they're 2D in a 3D environment, they follow you around quite scarily.
Yeah. Again, cartoon characters burning to death is a little bit disturbing to me. Ah, there's an anvil. You can't have a cartoon game without an anvil in it.
I think they've really nailed taking this era of cartoons and turning it into a first-person shooter.
Oh, they absolutely
There's
have.
so many little bits, small like design cues, sound effects that just really sell that period of cartoons.
Yeah. Now, the gun itself, so this applies to everything, I suppose, but everything has a reload animation, which is great. Like, cartoon guns needn't have them. They could just magically just keep shooting, couldn't they? But they've obviously wanted to embody that FPS trope of the reloading animation. And in this case, we have the classic brake barrel with the lever on the top. Does the job. A front sight, but no rear sight. Not uncommon on a shotgun. The vented barrels are a little weird on the upgraded version. Like, that's not great. I don't want my hand under a pair of barrels that have been drilled.
Especially when that's shooting fire.
I mean, shooting anything. You're effectively shooting fire regardless if you drill holes in your breech. Well, your chambers, I guess, not your breech. The breech is intact, but it does have a flaming skull on it.
Jack Pepper was a war hero before he became a PI, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Maybe that white glove is asbestos. That's an interesting old trope of the media this is based on, isn't it? Asbestos being just a common household item and being used to protect you from heat and stuff. With a fire blanket, you know, they were made of asbestos until not that long ago. And some places they probably still are. Yeah, I suppose I could try and get all critical of the skull being a bit human-shaped, but the characters have humanoid features, don't they? They're not truly anatomically animals. That would be even weirder.
I am full! I am whole!
Okay.
So this guy will actually form part of your weapon.
A cartoon brain in a jar. Delightful.
I do love that it references its own absurdity. so Jarhead, this little guy, actually forms the basis of this weapon, which is like a hypno gun.
Okay. He's got an arm with a hand on. He's got arms with hands.
So this is really for crowd control. You see it confuses enemies and stuns them, but if you confuse them too much...
Their heads explode.
Their heads explode. Brain go pop. And the reload animation's a little toy soldier, and I think it's something that the brain part of your gun locks onto.
Okay.
And helps refresh it.
Oh yeah, he's just flexed his little brain muscles.
Something that reminds him of his human past, pre-brain in the jar era. I think all the enemies and even the weapons being 2D feels like the game's staying connected to its boomer shooter roots as well.
Yeah, I get that, but of course it is not at all surprising either because it's trying to be a cartoon as well. Now the brain gun now has a pickle halber. Why is that? Oh, and a moustache.
And a moustache.
It's gone full Kaiser cosplay.
The mad scientist that you meet is literally called like the mad scientist. So it's playing on that old 30s trope of the German mad scientist.
Okay. I mean, have you seen the G11? It's not just not just the first half of the 20th century.
Freeze.
This is the portable freezer.
That does not surprise me. I see it's freezing his hand as well. Oh, sort of ice shard ray thing.
One of the most satisfying things in the game was to turn enemies into ice, either using this weapon or the environment, and then just kick him with the gumshoe. What wasn't clear is why the ammunition was like baby bottles filled with liquid hydrogen.
Liquid hydrogen? That's a double head scratcher there.
We're in cartoon logic.
Is there such a thing as liquid hydrogen? That's a very art graduate question. I realise, but okay, upgraded version.
This shoots like ice shards from range, so like snowballs that can freeze enemies from further away.
Oh yeah, complete with snowflake animation.
Again, really good for crowd control. If you freeze a bunch of enemies and then shoot them with the loose cannon, you just see them all break and shatter. A really nice detail is these flying enemies. If you freeze those, the gravity will smash them for you. They'll just fall to the ground and shatter.
That is cool. I don't know if I've seen that done. I'm racking my brain for games with freeze weapons, but there are a few. I haven't seen one for a while. I totally glossed over the name of the loose cannon, by the way. That's very funny.
Him being a PI, I was like, oh, it's adjacent to those stories, right? Of like, you're a loose cannon, you need a hand in your gun and your badge. But you get the job done, goddammit.
I was gonna say we'll get comments, and then you carried on.
So I apologise to all the 1930s era mice that impersonation might have offended.
Absolutely. They're the only people that would have commented on that.
You're the pesky mouse. So the rumors are true.
This isn't a gun, this is one of the bosses, but I thought it was quite charming.
Oh, nice.
He pulls the belt of ammo out of his own mouth.
Oh yeah, that's disturbing. It's more goats, isn't it? Eating random junk.
I just thought there was something so much fun about Gatling gun Gator.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad that there's an animated minigun / chain gun type tropey gun in this, because although realistically it would want to be a hand cranked one in this period, as soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, there should be a big multi-barrel spinning weapon in this game. I take it you can't use it though.
No,
shame.
It's you need to be built like a gator.
Fair enough. It is very large.
But maybe he'll return in the future, because I won the boss fight, but he's just snoozing.
Yeah. Interesting. He can tank all that gunfire and just be asleep.
Another look at some of the animation frames. Really fun stuff.
Oh, he is cranking it. Sorry. Yeah.
That soundbite is going to be taken out of context.
I know. It's fine. Yeah, so I guess I didn't get a super close up to see what was going on there, but yeah, it's completely appropriate for theoretical period and world that it's a great big handheld, hand-cranked Gatling gun wielded by a gator. I have no notes.
This is the end of the line for you, Pepper. We'll see about that.
I definitely do want to play it, despite my misgivings about murdering cartoon characters.
It is some good, silly fun. And like, I did find myself getting carried away with the soundtrack a bit. It's one of those things that just adds to the 1930s era, 1920s, 1930s era of the subject matter that inspired this game.
Yeah.
And it was just super charming. And I found myself just getting very, very excited to find new guns and put them in the bang machine to upgrade them. There is a little, if you know, the achievement you get for upgrading all of the weapons is one of the deeper cut niche internet meme references I've heard. If you know, you know.
I do not know, so I do not know.
Thank you all for watching, and thank you to Mouse PI for Hire for sponsoring this episode. Remember, you can join Jack Pepper on a guns blazing, jazz-fueled adventure in Mouse PI for Hire, which is out now across PC on Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. Be sure to use our links in the description and pinned comment below to check out the game for yourself and let the studio know that we sent you. As always, a massive shout out to all of our wonderful supporters over on the Patreon for allowing us to make this content, and there will also be links in the description below to support Jonathan and the Royal Armouries, so make sure you check those out as well. But until next episode, thank you once more for watching, and I will see you very soon.